Welcome back to the 592 channel. If you're digging the videos, hit like and subscribe. We're going to review the Lone Star Park in Suffolk, Virginia. We had a blast out there. It was actually one of our favorite visits. It was a real good time. There's about a 4-mile loop on the backside where there's also horse trails. You'll see a couple of pictures of those throughout the video. And then on the other side of the park, there's archery ranges and some water features with some bridges to walk down and some kind of decking. But you'll see that later in the video as well. We had a really good time. Now, when you're heading out to the park, you'll notice that you'll pass the fire station where you feel like the turn is, because on all trails it's going to tell you that there's a turn. There is a little trail there to get down, but what you do is you go across like an overpass and take your immediate right, and then you'll go down. You'll do a 180, hook down to the bottom, make a right, and that'll actually take you to a drivable section into the park where you can leave your car in the main section there, kind of where they have trailers to let the horses out and all kinds of other stuff. So on the backside, the 4 miles that were back there had a lot of different of these lakes and things available. A ton of kayak fishing, a lot of boaters that were dropping boats in and fishing. And each lake had the sign and told you what fish were out there, which is really cool too. Here's how we made friends with the horses. They weren't too sure about us at first, but then as we got there, they let us pet them and kind of hang out. And they were kind of checking our pockets for food. They'd sniff us as we get closer. It was a good time. Then we got back into the trail. There was only one section on the back 4 miles that kind of crossed and gave us a little bit of a pause. And so you'll want to be aware when you come to the trailheads to watch the trees and look at the numbered trail that you're on. So on that back was like trails 9 and 10, kind of heading in that back area. And then there's a couple of places like this where you could back down a vehicle and launch. I don't know that I would necessarily want to kayak in all that mess, but that water was pretty stagnant. Great face there, Felicia. But yeah, it was a pretty good day. I would say that this will probably be one of our favorite trails to hike when it's really hot in the summertime. There was a lot of canopy cover, as you see right here. A lot of there was some open areas, but as we hiked through there, man, I can imagine on the 90-95 days, if you're still going to hike, being covered into that canopy and getting out of the direct sunlight would be easy to get some miles in. I shouldn't say easy, probably easier, right? I would say that there wasn't much paved in here. There wasn't a whole lot of accessible places, but it would be great for biking and probably more towards an intermediate type of trail. There were a lot of roots, a lot of horse poop all over the place, right? So expect to get muddy, expect to get dirty on there. It's not really an easy or a beginner's type trail. We still enjoyed it. We ended up getting the 4.5 miles in on the back. And then as you come back through where you pull in and head to the other side, you go up a small incline, a little bit of an uphill walk. And I mean little, right? Not a lot of grade there to cover. But you'll pass through the archery stuff. There's another 1.5 mile loop in the back that's a one-way. And it has a ton of places to picnic and eat and kind of hang out. I would say as far as gear, if you're going to spend the time to do the 4-mile loop, you'll probably want to take like some sort of bladder pack or some sort of a hip pack to throw a bottled water in, or maybe a Gatorade or something. As far as shoes, I think tennis shoes are probably the wrong choice. You want to have something with a small tread. See, there is a little bit of road there that we walked down to get to the trail. But for the overall trail in the back 4.5, you're going to want a light tread on there, something that when you step on a root or a rock is not going to poke through like a running shoe and give you any pain. We've been carrying these bladder packs and kind of stuffing some gear. In mine, I wanted to start carrying a little bit of extra weight, so we put in like a rain suit, and then I usually will put like a jacket or something in there and give it a little bit of weight, right? So there's a really cool, that's the overpass that you'll drive across to get to the park. And so that will give you kind of a reference. And then Rainbow Lake again. I would say other than that, you really don't need a ton of other gear. It's a very safe park to go to. We went right after a rain. You can see some of the clouds there in the background. and it didn't deter people from coming out. I think we got there at about 9. It had just finished raining. By 10:30, there was probably another 40 people in the park. It's that big that we really didn't pass anybody hiking. I think we have one guy walking a dog, 2 horse riders. The rest were like boaters and stuff that were out in the water, kayakers, which kind of makes it safe because you can peek through the water in a bunch of different places. So you don't have to worry about being completely alone out there, right? So as far as security, I would say it's a pretty good place to walk. A lot of families, a lot of dogs, and of course the horses, right? Here's one of the features that we really enjoyed heading down. It was a little bit low tide for us, which is kind of nice. It gave us a chance to see more as we got completely out. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of rotted wood on that one. This actually goes all the way down to a dock at the bottom, and it was actually resting on the bottom because the water was so low. There we go. You can see it in the back there. But just a great view. We took a couple selfies, posted on Facebook, and just kind of hung out for about 5-10 minutes, and then we got to walking back. You'll see on the back of that pack there, that little yellow tab. That's a Flex wristband that's reflective. I kind of put extra reflective stuff on, not so much for this hike, but it's always there if you need it while you get down towards sunset. You're going to have some sort of reflective gear on. That particular Teton pack, Teton or Teton bladder pack has the reflective letters on it, so that's kind of nice. Again, another added safety feature on it. And then, of course, you can always put on like the ankle reflectors or any gear. I was thinking about ordering some reflective tape to put on, like kind of like the shirt elbow parts of your jacket and that sort of thing to reflect off. But we had a great time. I'd rank it as one of easily our top 3 parks to be at. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and we appreciate you watching.